Hi guys, Olamikuye here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Olamikuye. I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. I document bit by bit of my everyday life and I showcase Lagos, Nigeria to the world. Sometimes I discuss random topics and controversial issues. Today, I want to share, I feel like this is going to be the most vulnerable video ever on my channel. But I'm sharing this story because at the time when I was going through what I was going through, I came on YouTube as a creator. You know how you feel like there is nothing you can find on Google, right? And somehow I realized that from this part of the world, by the way, I said I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria, Africa. So in this part of the world, people do not share things like this. Yes, did I get creators from abroad, from all other parts of the world that shared? Yes, a few of them. But to be precise, creators from Nigeria, I didn't even get one. So I decided to take the bold step and share this. If this is your first time here, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share. So I decided to title this video my cervical cerclage story. A little bit of a throwback. Okay, I had my first child 2017 and exactly a year after I got pregnant again. Bear in mind that I had my first child at 36 weeks, and because of that, they always label his table. Sorry, is it 36? Take 5 weeks, 6 days. And medically, according to my gynae, if you do not have, as long as the child is not up to 36 weeks, it's 35 weeks. So automatically, is a preemie. Preemie is a child that's in English is not up to like his normal birth, like EDD, which is supposed to be anytime from 37 weeks upward. So when I had him, in fact, it was a very healthy preemie, they like to call him at the time, and I didn't know, for some occult reasons I didn't like this call him preemie, and all his fire had preemie. But it is what it is, and there was really nothing I could do. Anything that could have been negative, maybe didn't have anything, no jaundice. He didn't even have to stay in the incubator for one breathing. Everything was. In fact, if you see this boy, one year later, I got pregnant again, and in my mind, I felt like, okay, I have experience now. To what end is going to the hospital earlier? Guys, if you can hear any sound, my kids are around, and as such, you know, there's little you can actually do with sending them away. So I just knew that there was no way. I mean, no way I was going to. There was no way I was going to register first week of pregnancy, first month. Now I'm now a big girl. I know better. I have experience, and because of this, because of that, I was in a place where, for some reason, I did not register until 4th month because I just felt like I'm not a new mom. Unfortunately for me, it's about 6.5, 7 months. I lost. It's not like I lost the pregnancy. Anyways, I fell into labor, and unfortunately again, I was not in my neighborhood. So I had gone to see my sister far away. Ekpe is like the other part of Lagos State. Like it's like you moving from one extreme to another extreme. Healthy pregnant woman. I was going about my life. I was young. I was goofy, doing my best life, living my best life. And I just started feeling pains. I just woke up that morning feeling pains, and I told her, I'm feeling pains, and she's like, what's the problem? But you know, with child, there are just days you wake up and your tummy is not just settling with pregnancy, and there are days you wake up and you are all goofy and all. So I feel like that morning was one of those mornings that I wasn't feeling too well, but I didn't count it as anything. I just felt, it was one of those things. Moving on from there, I fell into labor. I was not even registered there. And so they had to rush me to the nearest private hospital, and those ones were telling me, wow, this is labor, we don't have a facility to keep this baby is just less than 28 weeks, and it was a girl. God, I don't remember that. I feel like that story should be a different story entirely, because I have to share my story. I don't know if I should say I was close to depression, but I'm very grateful to God. I'm very grateful for the experience, because the experience actually brought me closer to God. It made me know that this life is fickle. So I gave birth that evening, and it was a baby girl. I'm not gonna say it's a very healthy one, but I can bet you at birth they didn't have a major issue than the fact that it's not up to date. So they told me that if this baby survived the next 72 hours, we're fine. And heaven knows, new mom, I didn't sleep throughout that day. I just sat down and I was thinking, how did I get here? Of course, the private hospital didn't have the facility for a neonatal care, so they moved me to a proper general hospital with all the facilities, presumably, right? And we got there, and they treated me. In fact, as I was getting there like this, and I was giving birth almost immediately, and they were very hungry and all that. But long story short, I'll discuss this general hospital thing in Nigeria. God will help us. moving on from that, the baby died 4 days after as a result of, I don't want to say what I don't know, but I know that negligence on the part of Nigeria healthcare facility is like 80%. And when I was there, day to the day, I remember I pay for oxygen every day. And I remember they had an emergency surgery for another baby, and they were saying, please, they came to the neonatal ward and they were like, so can we get emergency, we need what's it called, oxygen. And they're saying the whole of this hospital, we don't have oxygen. The remaining oxygen is what they were managing for this baby, which is my baby at the time. And yeah, and I remember the pediatric nurse saying I have to turn it off and turn it on in regular interval so that nothing would happen. We are managing. And I read online, you're not even supposed to manage oxygen. Oxygen is life. We know that, right? Moving on from that whole experience, I fell into a very bad place. I don't want to say I was depressed, but I knew that I was at the point where there was nothing that worked for me. Nothing. Moving on, I would sleep. I'll use Lexotan. I'll use Sempin nights. I don't take liquor because energy day. I'm ordinarily very, very energetic. So I'm one of those people that do not take liquor. But I took liquor, like, name it. There's nothing I didn't drink. And yet I would not fall asleep. And I was just going down by the day. And it was a very bad moment. And I just told the husband, oh boy, we're going to chill on this pregnancy thing for a while. And we did. Like 1 year, 6 months after, I feel like I had moved from that spot. I had grew. I knew God better. I was in a good place to try again. And I told my husband, I like to try. And God being God, God being faithful. You know how you say you want to try this month and the following month you're pregnant already. So to a large extent, my issue wasn't getting pregnant. My issue was getting the pregnancy to the very last stage. That was my issue. And immediately I got pregnant this time. Trust me, I did not leave anything. Good. In fact, I remember I got pregnant and I had symptoms of malaria, which is usually unlike me. That's not me. You know what I did? I called my doctor immediately. Bear in mind, I have a private hospital I use, but because I was not around, that was like the other one happened in a general hospital. So I just called my doctor that I'm feeling sick, but this is the first time I'm trying to get pregnant. And I remember him saying that, come in, let's run a test. We did the test and it was positive, and he told me you can't get malaria treatment. Instead, you go on natural vitamins, fruits, and all that. And it worked. And he told me that because of my last experience, I would have to do something called a chirurgical. That's what they call it. You're going to do chirurgical. And I went online to do for what a chirurgical is. I feel like I didn't now get chirurgical. I got a cervical cerclage. That's why I said this is my cervical cerclage story. And I was told to come in at, usually they have this at about 12 to 16 months. It is a process where your uterus is stitched up with a substance, a rope-like substance, stronger, so that you can carry through your pregnancy till due date. Now, bear in mind, I use a private hospital. The owner of my hospital is a senior gynecologist. He has general practitioners around, but if you desire, would you stop that? Okay, his brother. If you desire to see him, you have to pay for consulting and all that, which at this point I didn't even mind. So we booked a consulting session with him. We booked a session with him, and we paid, and we got to see him, and he told me I have an history, medical terms, and he went all on about most likely I have cervical incompetence, and because of that I would, and they were asking the most barbaric questions ever. Gosh, how many abortions have you done? How many pregnancies have you had prior to this? Sorry, do you want us to excuse your husband? Do you have something you would like to tell us, private and confidential? What's your medical history? I feel like these questions are through there. They needed to know where I was coming from. However, it was taking me back to that place I had left. Moving on from there, at 12 weeks 6 days, which was exactly a day to 13 weeks, I had my cervical cerclage, and they told me to come in early, like 24 hours before. You're not supposed to eat anything. Normal surgery experience, but it was a mini surgery. It was not so much of a big deal. And I had that. After this video, I'm still gonna upload a video I shot when I was pregnant. I did. Do you see this video I'm doing? I'm redoing it because the quality of the video I shot when I was pregnant wasn't so good. I feel like it's not worth it. But there was another one I did after the first cyclage. I feel like the icing on the cake for me was now that I did the first one. It lasted for, I don't know what it lasted for now, but the man came, held my hand, prayed for me, and was trying to make me laugh. Or just trying to say one very boring comedy like that. And before I knew it, I was gone. That was the last thing I remember. And I woke up like 2 hours later. I was wheeled back. Already by the time I woke up, I was wheeled out of the theater already. I was in the labor ward, and from there they wheeled me back to my room. I was in the hospital for a week plus, and I was told I couldn't do no sex at all, guys. I mean, I went to the hospital at 12 weeks plus, that's 3 months, and I didn't have sex till I gave birth. No sex at all, no exercise, no house chores, guys. I'm the most. I remember looking back now. I remember how, when I was pregnant, I used to go to work. I'll sit down, I do makeup, I wear beautiful short dress. People look at me and say, "You're such a hippie pregnant woman. How do you do this?" They don't know that I don't do anything at home. I don't cook. The only thing I do is to carry myself to the bed, carry myself out of the bed. I cook once in, only when I got to my later, like the very last month, I started cooking again. But all through, we had to eat out, book food. Hobby had to cook. Shout out to my husband, by the way. God sends that guy. If he comes to this world again, I'll marry him again. So, and that was it. Moving on from that, at about 27 weeks. Now, medically, I feel like this part is very important. Because of my cervical cycle, I had to go in for medical checkup every week, guys. I had to see the gynae every goddamn week, and that whole thing made him. It was a close checking on me. It was not something that I was saying, "1 month I've not seen my gynae." Possible. I see him like every other day. If I remember in my hospital, they say, "You have come again, yeah, sit here." Or God has not come, wait for him. You know, that kind of a thing. I became a very familiar face. Me, I don't like to go to hospital, guys. So I was trying the hospital every time, and I remember that I had to go in regularly. And because medically, because of my last experience, now in record they have it that I gave birth to my first at 35 weeks, and my second, whether you like it or not, whether the baby is living or dead, they will record it for you. I had that at 28 weeks. So because of that, at 27 weeks, they asked me to come in for a bed rest. A bed rest that was supposedly last for 1 month, eventually lasted for almost 6 or 7 weeks. This is because, I'm sorry, I'm recording. This is because after my 1 month bed rest, shout out to Olamikuye, colleague of life. That girl is a destiny helper. She held it down at work for like, God. You know, now, let me just say disclaimer. In this thing called life, I got you. Peace out. You know, because of that singular reason, I couldn't even go to work. I had to work from home, and I do my report, I do everything, but I was on the bed. I can't even go downstairs because my hospital is a story building, 2 or 3 2-story building. I can't even go down. I can't even walk. Okay, the room they now gave me though had what's it called? Had a balcony, so I can't even go more than the balcony. I had my bedroom, everything in the room. I was in the hospital. Every day they would come with checking and all that. And at the end of that, I ran a test. I did, in fact, I can't remember the number of scans I did and tests. Let me not go through that. And after everything, when I was supposed to leave 1 month, they told me that one day the gynae just came around and they said they wanted to check me. You know, you even know checking. Yeah, I want to give birth. That checking. Me, I had that checking done to me while I was pregnant. All through my pregnancy. God. I'm very grateful. My miracle baby is there, and it's making me feel like I should appreciate and take my health seriously. They would check me and all that. The man just decided to check, and he said, "Whoop whoop, you're okay." I think I was complaining that my pelvic area was paining me, and he told me that what's it called? The cerclage is loosening. This was I got a cerclage at about 12 weeks plus almost 13 weeks. And at 27 weeks was loosening, and it was bad. And I remember immediately he had to call the matron to set a line. They should inject me. They gave me a drip. They cleaned me up. They did all sorts, and we got something, and they said we should go get it. We went there, we got it, and because they didn't have it in their, what's it called, we had to go far. If you guys know, I live in Alagbado, and we had to go to Luth to get this particular substance. They wanted to use it to hold it again. So that was like the second time. Now, why am I sharing this story? I feel like if I don't tell you what I've been through, you would not know. And we live in the part of the world, I live in the part of the world people don't share their story. And if there is anyone out there that is going through the same, they'll feel like, am I cursed? What's wrong with me? It was later I found a close group Shout out to Tito Idakula. And I realized that in that group we were like 10 that were going through cerclage, and nobody was talking about it. And I was feeling strange. They were also feeling strange. And do you know what? They had the second cerclage done at exactly 28 weeks. I don't know. This is taking me back memory lane. At the time, it was not. I was not this goofish. Trust me, I was always crying. I remember asking my husband, "What did I offend?" Later, after we had our baby, my husband told me several times he would go to the car downstairs and he'll be like, "Who did we offend for real?" And I had the second cycle done. I was discharged after like 3 or 4 weeks, and I was told not to grow anything. Shout out to God, because saying, Baba God, He knows this is my heart. And immediately after this, the lockdown started, kicked in. The total lockdown, the shutdown started. And as such, I was home. And that was how I pulled through and made things. I had my baby. Interesting story, right? But there are lessons to learn. If it's your first time here, please do not forget to click the subscribe button, like and share. My name is Olamikuye. I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. I document bit by bit of my everyday life, and I showcase Lagos from Nigeria to the world. Welcome.